Mike Attic. I think I can imagine and put myself in the position of a newcomer. Here's that page read, the top of 85, where it talks about somebody who's tempted, recoiling from a hot flame, or like you described it, what you did, somebody offered you something and they have like 3 or 4 days or something, or a month, and they say, oh man, well I must already have this thing. That's just how I feel right now. And then what happens is they fail to work the rest of the steps, and that initial revulsion that I think anybody that just comes out of like the ICU, at least for a couple of days, they're going to be going, no man. But what happens is that I lose the ability to remember how bad it was, and I start rethinking it and convincing myself it didn't happen. So if a newcomer is hearing that page and you do feel like that right now, I would highly suggest working the steps before that, because that helps to ensure that state right there. I've worked a lot of mazes backwards, and that's one of the big traps, especially in the big book. You know, oh, that's how I feel now, so I don't have to do anything. I must have the Cliff's Notes version of this deal, and I've seen a lot of people say just that. You know, when I think about, I've heard a lot of times people have a debate about whether is it maintaining or is it growing, and they'll tell you what they think, but they don't use the book to back it up. But I say it's both. And what's interesting is I got to realize, what am I maintaining and what am I growing? To me, and that's what I heard in this topic, is maintaining and growing, maintaining and growing. And when I think about Bill's story, it's on 13. He talks about plus enough honesty, open-mindedness, and humility to establish and maintain the new order of things was the essential requirements. And what you read at the top of 85 is the new order of things. This position of neutrality, safe and protected. I haven't sworn it off. It's just been removed. In a moment of revulsion, in a moment of temptation, a great revulsion rises up in me. And what can be elusive with that phrase that comes right after that is it makes it sound like there's no effort necessary. It says this happens automatically with little or no effort on our part. And I'm going to tell you, as a newcomer, when I heard that, that's the program I want, the little or no effort program. And I'm telling you, it's a natural thing to want that. And just go, well, they just said it. That must be it. But what he says is, if I look at real close, it says, in a moment of temptation, it happens automatically. I don't have time to think about it. It happens in a revulsion, in a second. No effort is necessary for the revulsion to happen. That means I've been given the gift. But you can believe that getting that gift, not the 2 days after ICU that I'm talking about, that anybody would have for a minute. I'm talking about after time. That revulsion takes all the effort of working the steps up to that point to get me in that place, to be able to appreciate that, to understand it, to embrace it, to realize that the program is not taking anything away from me. It's giving me the opportunity for everything. So what are we maintaining? The sobriety. You can't get any better than neutral. You're either drunk or you're not. So we are maintaining our sobriety. Now what are we growing? On 66 it talks about, for an alcoholic whose hope is the maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. So now we get into, to me, what the growth is. So I'm going to grow in a spiritual experience. Now, something's interesting that's mentioned to me, what you just read on 84. It said, my next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. There's that grow word. And I find it very interesting that he used the word understanding, because the understanding comes from the big book. And it talks about in one of those, I'm not going to use the S word, but it talks about it in there. It says, a man of wisdom seeks to attain his own knowledge. A man of understanding seeks wise counsel. And that's why Bill used the word understanding. Because what he's saying is, hey buddy, steel on steel. He's saying, don't get a bullshit cosigner, get accountability partners. A man of understanding, if I'm to grow in understanding, I've got to seek wise counsel. I think it's important that I say that. It's important that I realize why he said that word. So what I'm growing is in understanding and effectiveness. And what's the end result of that? The end result is where it talks about, I think it's on top of 88, where it talks about we become more efficient. We're not burning energy foolishly. And that's what it's talking about to me. I'm giving my opinion, but I'm also using the book. That's a lot different than just giving your opinion, by the way. Opinions are like something, right? So the thing about it is when I think about becoming more efficient, that dovetails perfectly with growing in understanding, because what I'm doing there, now we're talking about growing, not just maintaining. I'm talking about learning from my mistakes. I'm talking about not burning up energy. I'm talking about, I remember I tried that before. It didn't work out so well. I'm going to try a little something different. Or I heard my guy, who's my accountability partner, he said he came up with this, and this is how he handled it. Let me try it his way, because my way just messed me up. And believe me, the mess-ups get fewer and farther between in the program, and the mess-ups certainly get a lot less severe, because I don't know about you, but I haven't been thrown in jail for working the 12 steps. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. But still, lessons are to be learned, and I can make mistakes. So when I think about what am I growing, it's understanding and effectiveness. What am I growing into? It's efficiency. Being able to make it look easy to somebody who was an uninformed observer. It's like somebody who's watching Minnesota Fats play pool. He has such control over the cue ball. They said, man, that guy's no good. Look at all his shots are straight in. But if you know pool, you know it takes so much practice it ain't even funny to be able to control that rock. That's what they call it. So it can look easy, but underneath the surface, if you can appreciate it, you can go, man, that guy must have some serious experience behind him to be able to make that look so effortless. So if you see somebody in recovery and they seem to never have anything wrong, maybe it's because they refuse to share what they have wrong in a meeting, because newcomers need to hear some uplifting, motivating things, and they need to hear it's possible. But they, without a doubt, anybody that's been here is going to have ups and downs, and they're going to have somebody that they can share those times with. Not everything is wine and roses here. There is no wine, but it's not all roses. But I will say, since I mentioned roses, what is the rose? A rose comes with a flower, but it also comes with what? It's got its thorns too. And I've got to live with recovery, understanding that life is going to show up and there's going to be ups and downs, but I can go through it more efficiently with these steps than I was going through it before. So to recap, what are we maintaining? I'm maintaining my sobriety. I cannot get any better than neutral. I cannot get any better than sober. What am I growing? I'm growing my spiritual condition. And that includes growing in understanding, having accountability partners, seeking wise counsel, which the end result is going to be more efficient, making it look easy. But you can trust that a newcomer, they may think it looks easy, but if you ask me, I'll say, look, I've been practicing this stuff for a fucking long time now. If I'm coming in here still telling you this is still a drudgery, I'm still sitting on my hands wanting to drink every day, then we need to take a flamethrower to this place, because it don't work. But that's not my message. My message is it does work. My message is it does get easier. My message is I have become more efficient. But my message is also my sobriety has been maintained. I just wanted to throw that out there. I felt this long silence. Nobody wanted to say anything. I figured I'd fill it up with something of substance. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth, and I'll stick to it. Bye.